All right, how does he feel in his head? How does he feel in his head? Number 11, I'm realizing this connection is something special and worth treasuring. So he would be definitely thinking in his mind that your connection is special, that it is something that is different. We mentioned this in part 1, that it's not like anything else. My heart is opening to love and guiding me back to you. To be honest, I don't feel he's that much open just yet, especially considering everything that we went through in part 1. But we're going to clarify with Tara in a moment. I never felt love like this before. The depth of it can be inspiring, but also overwhelming. And expand your concept of what twin flame is. It's more than a romance. It's deep soul activation to heal in order to embody love and light. I don't feel really this is his energy. It might be your energy a little bit, because remember we mentioned this and watch the previous part, that it's like you're really curious, you're educating yourself about the truth of this connection. You don't want to listen to the rubbish and nonsense that is so much of it online. You actually want to know the truth. This collective, you're smart, right? You don't want to hear what you want to hear, but you want to hear what you need to hear, because you understand it's a journey. It's like there's a level of ambition within you to conquer this, which is really, really, really nice. And you know that this is not just a love connection, right? But I feel in this energy, this is his head, and it's a very lovey energy. We're going to confirm in tarot right now, but I feel like he would be thinking a lot about you. And it is inspiring, but it's also overwhelming. But this is why I'm thinking maybe this collective, he recently had moments when he started thinking about you a little bit more. Maybe this is why he reached out and you met and you shared this moment of intimacy that we talked about in previous part. But let's see how he feels in his head. 11th of the 2nd of the 11, I'm hearing. Okay. All right, so I have good news and I have bad news. I have good news and I have bad news. It's funny because the first card we have for you, it was the success. Like you believe in the success of this connection, right? And his first card is success, is six of wands, success. That's on top of that. I'm realizing our connection is something special. I feel this collective, both of you, whether you know it, whether you spoke about this or not, both of you right now, you would feel that there's hope, that there's a chance, that maybe one day you will be able, it's like you believe in the success of this connection. We have the Empress, and I feel we're doing how he feels about you, not necessarily his own energy, and I feel this is more how he feels about you. Especially that it felt on top of that, my heart is opening to love. I feel he feels that you're special. That you're the woman, you're the feminine, you're his feminine. He would feel that. He would think that. We're doing the thinking, his head, right? So he would think that this can succeed because you're good together. On some level, you're good together. However, we have this energy of overwhelm, right? And I feel with this, to be honest, I don't think he consciously thinks that, but this may be the blueprint of his soul. This may be his subconscious mind. That this connection is not just about love. We have it encoded within ourselves, even if it's deeply in subconscious mind. So we don't understand why we, walking away, but he's walking away, right? Because there's healing that needs to happen. Because this is not just a love connection that we have to figure out our lives and get back to each other. No, we have to do deep healing because this connection comes with a mission. We're not just here for ourselves and enjoy our love. We're here for others. We're here to fully reach our potential, heal this lifetime, past lifetimes, find our mission and help this world. And subconsciously he would feel that it's not just about this physical, because nothing in the physical can truly be, a reason not to be together. Like these days of times, especially in the modern world, give me a reason. Give me a reason why two people cannot be together. And even if there's a reason, it can be eliminated within a couple of months. You're still connected to someone, break it off. You're still married, get a divorce. You live in different countries, move. There's nothing in the physical love that could stand between, in these days of times, true love. Nothing. Nothing. It's our minds. It's our mindsets. It's the conditioning. It's our shadows. So subconsciously he knows that it's not just certain things that he has to manage in his life and come back to you, but I feel there is indecisiveness within this masculine. He may not understand why, but this may be exactly his soul speaking to him that this separation will have to happen. That's why it's like this. It's this overwhelmed, right? It's like they crave us, they return to us because they're enticed by us. We're so inspiring to them. We heal them, right? Heal in the sense of this physical healing, because we cannot heal them in the sense of shadow where they have to do it on their own. You know what I mean? But then there's this overwhelmed. Like they cannot hold this energy, because this energy between twins, the energy between us is so pure. We're same frequency, right? The only object in such a rare connection that comes with a mission. Your soul knows, your soul remembers, your soul understands. It's not just about you and I, right? And this pool, we're one soul, one consciousness, one chakra system. The pool is so magnetic that if it is bound by shadows, it's overwhelming because we cannot understand it. So it's like, I feel like he would feel that there's lack of closure. He doesn't know how to play it out. It's like he has this trust, but then he comes into a doubt. Like it may be that you talk to each other or you meet each other, and then he's like, yes, it can happen. I feel so good. And then that you disappear from his orbit, he's on his own, he goes back to his shadows. But how could we ever do this? There's so many things that I would need to work on. There's so many, and for them, it's the overwhelm, because they subconsciously feel that they would need to make a lot of changes in their lives to be with us. And they don't want it. They're not ready for it. Let's clarify. His head. Trouble ahead. Yeah. See, it's like he feels that and he believes in this success, but it's like, I feel like it's a conflict. The moment he believes in this success, he trusts that it could work out. But then it's like, but nothing is really changing. It's like, I believe that. But again, remember, the masculines blamed the faith for a very long time. So instead of thinking, but I'm not making any changes, right? He's thinking, but nothing is changing. The world is not guiding us toward each other. Maybe if we were supposed to be together, the world would make it easier for us. It's their laziness in the beginning. I always say this to you guys. In the beginning, they're freaking lazy. They want the universe to do everything for them. And it's not how it works. And it's something that they're going to have to learn in this life. Queen of Wands in reverse. You guys, I feel like there's this one part of him that she's my queen, she's my empress, she's the one, and she's the feminine. And then it's like, she pisses me off so much. Why does she trigger me so much? Why does she do this and that, right? This is the effect we have on each other, because in these connections, we have the capacity to pull out and enhance and amplify our light and our shadow. So as long as we are bound by shadows, we're going to trigger, we're going to amplify the shadow. This is why we have to heal. And once we heal and we get into union, it's the most beautiful thing ever, because we constantly amplify each other's greatness. We're better together. We're more feminine, more masculine, more strong, more fierce, more dedicated to our mission, more in our side of light. But as long as we're bound by shadows, and we cannot heal these shadows together, we cannot. Because we're one soul. So you have to, it's the teamwork that I always say to you guys. We have to understand that this physical plane is such a small and insignificant plane. We're always connected in the spirit realm. So we have to separate our physical bodies that require healing before we return to each other, right? Judgment. We have the sun. I feel like this is this masculine energy that I was mentioning to you, right? That I do feel like conflicting energies here in his head, because we have this, remember, 6 of Wands, 6 of Swords, right? 6 maybe that's significant, maybe 6 of the 6, maybe a bit. Been seeing a lot of 6s. It's energy of reciprocity, but once it's reversed, there's no reciprocity here, and we talked about this. But on one hand, he believes in the success of that, but then the other, but how could it happen? They're like just blockages ahead, right? Then we have this, she's my queen, and right, so it's all conflict. And then we have, you know, the sun. So it's like, yes, we can do this. Maybe you amplify this masculinity within him. It's this, you're so, I feel like you are inspiring to him, whether you know it or not. But then it's overwhelming. I cannot decide. Does it really make sense? Could it really happen? I would want more for that final card. 8 of Wands. Slowing down. There's something within him that wants to run to you. You know, you guys might, you know my favorite song for 20s. I want to run to you, but if I come to you. Such a 20s song. We always want to run to each other. Always. But then we're there and it's like, right? Especially them in the beginning. It's like something pulls him in, but then something pulls him away. It's the divine as well. It's the divine, because you guys, I say this to you all the time, as long as we both don't heal. I said this in the previous readings, in the previous collective, if you watched that. The divine gives our masculines us on a silver platter as an invitation, as an awakening. But then we have to embark on separate journeys, and we will never be returned to them on that silver platter. Until the day they heal, they stand in a place of light, and they will have to claim it. They will have to fight for it. So even if we both wanted to force ourselves, the universe holds the reins. The universe will not allow us to be together until we both healed, because our mission is important. Standing in our greatness is more important. Finding out what's our mission, what do we need to do here in this world. We came here, we're on a job here, you guys. It's not just here to enjoy each other's companies. We need to find out that mission first. We need to tap into our mission, our purpose, our greatness. We need to heal, to be the beacon of light for others, to become healers that we came here to be. And only then we will be allowed to be released to each other. There's no bypassing that. There's no bypassing that. Like, you cannot, on this journey, you have to completely reboot your system, reprogram your mind. You cannot do this in 1 year or in 2 years. And remember, right now, this collective, if you're still in and out, true healing starts in separation. And all my feminists don't get it. The sooner you get into separation, the better, actually. It's our deepest shadow and it's our thickest layer that prevents us from getting into that separation. And oftentimes, it's the masculine, because we don't have the strength. Sometimes we wouldn't do it for years, and it has to happen because the true healing happens in separation. It's not going to happen when we're in and out. We're too distracted with each other, and we're on a job here, you guys. Again, there's no bypassing this. And something within his soul, because remember, we are each other's teachers. In the beginning, if you've watched my Divine Feminine Masterclass on YouTube, you would know this. It's subconscious because it's deeply embedded in their soul, but they're teaching us. They're teaching us right now. We cannot do this because there's nothing in the physical that would prevent this. Nothing, absolutely nothing. But they're being kept in this mindset by the divine, for the divine to make sure that they're not going to, because all they want to do is run to us. But the divine knows, the universe knows, this woman needs to heal. This woman needs to be on a mission. We need this divine feminine for her mission, for her greatness, for her purpose. And then once she heals and she detaches, I'm going to be able to release you, masculine, from this avoidance. So you're going to be able to heal, because energetically she's no longer going to be pulling you in, right? All right, let's do his heart. Let's do his heart. Let's do his heart. Let's do his heart. How does he feel about you in his heart? I feel like it's going to be a bit gooey, to be honest. Yesterday's masculine was very in his mind, very focused on like career, not thinking about love. But this one, I'm feeling gooey. All right. Sometimes, you know, it's like they're more wounded in the beginning than we are. In a sense, we're one soul, but in a sense, their egos, their bodies, their avatars are more wounded, but they have a little bit more reason than we do. All right, we have attraction, so he's definitely attracted to you, and there's a reason it's coming through. We talked about this intimacy, right? So if you guys don't have intimacy like regularly, it requires a lot of strength not to have it, because there's a lot of all these connections. I always say this to you guys: we're all different. There's always uncanny chemistry in these connections, but not all are like literally this chemistry. I always say this, that it's usually like the second wavers, the love bugs that cannot be in the same room together without doing it, right? But it's because it's usually those of us that are ruled by fire, especially when the masculine is ruled by fire. But sometimes masculines, they more ruled by water, or they ruled by a different element, or the nature of your connection, because you have a different mission. Some of us are meant to show people that passion is something that will never fade away, which is true in true soul connection. Some of you have to teach people more softness, more love. So it may be different, but there's always attraction, because our bodies are made for each other, right? It is said that the divines, we design each other's bodies, so you are each other's perfect mate. We have low self-esteem and we're full of complexes, but the truth is that to your divine counterpart, your body is absolute perfection. We're made for each other. We're created to pleasure each other as well, because in ecstasy, we connect to divine. When we release our bodies in ecstasy to join our souls, and our souls are of same frequency, it's to truly connect on a deeper level to higher realms and connect to the divine, right? So it's like our bodies have to be designed to be perfect point of pleasure for one another, right? To be able to achieve that ecstasy that for us is tantric and spiritual. That's the reason it's coming to my mind. Keep an open mind. He's keeping an open mind. We have a lot of this openness in his energy. Keeping an open mind. Pay attention to red flags, okay? Pay attention to red flags. And we have religious factors. I feel maybe there are. I feel like it may be for some of you literally a religious factor. So maybe there's something that you're not necessarily... Maybe they're very religious, and it happens oftentimes, especially when we go spiritual and they start to go all scared of our witchy shamanic things, and maybe they come from very spiritual religious families. But I feel there is some sort of a societal thing. There's always something, right? Societal issues. So it's like they in their logic, they would think that it may not work out, but we're doing their heart. So they're trying to really keep an open mind. But with these red flags, I feel they are thinking to themselves that there are a lot of red flags. And remember, we had that Queen of Wands in reverse. So maybe you're triggering them, and because they don't understand just yet that you are a reflection of their soul, they're thinking that these are just red flags, that you shouldn't be like that you shouldn't be causing these kind of feelings within him. Let's clarify. How does he feel in his heart? Okay, it's funny because we had these two cards in the previous reading that I did for other collective. I remember they came together, and this is what both of these collectives, today's and yesterday's, you share, that your masculines right now, that they don't see how this could happen. They don't see how this could happen. This is why, again, they magnetized by us, they pulled by us, but then they get triggered. Then we talk about something, we oftentimes push them, we say something, they get triggered and they retreat. And they don't see, it's this conflict, we talked about this. They don't see how this could work, and maybe in that moment, they get a little bit cold. I don't feel this masculine. It's a different collective yesterday. I don't feel this masculine for this collective. And I don't know why I'm seeing this teddy bear. This really teddy bear. I don't feel like this person has it in them to be like completely cold and completely like, right? I'm seeing this teddy bear. But coldness may mean that he just locks his heart. So he may be, like a bit, maybe he has this quality, like he's a nice person, he's a joyful person, this teddy bear person, but it can still be, maybe his coldness, remember what we said about other women, maybe his coldness is when he starts to talk about other women and make you feel like you're one of few, and right? It's like his coldness means that he doesn't want to admit that you have a special place in his heart. I feel like there's something within him, I'm hearing, that doesn't want to miss the opportunity, but doesn't know how this could work right now. Religious factors, confirmation, you guys. We have religious factors and we have the Hierophant. Specifically in this deck, I always look at this priest, but to me, Hierophant, overall, I allocate conditioning to this card. Pay attention to red flags. There would be something, don't make this fit. There would be something in this collective. It's like your backgrounds are very different. So maybe you are of different religions, even if it's like insignificant. Like it always makes me so funny, like people who believe in Jesus and people who believe in God. I believe in Joshua, by the way, okay? But people who believe in Jesus as the Son of God, they preach that he was all about love and he was all about, right? And then they create these different religions, like you're Catholic or you're Christian or you're like all these other nonsense. So do you really think that Joshua said that we should create a bunch of stupid books that's going to separate us from each other? You believe in Joshua, you believe in Joshua, period. So maybe it's even that. But because to be honest, I'm not, it may be for some of you, but I'm really not sensing that it's like you believe in God and he believes in Allah, right? I don't feel like these completely different religions, like that he's Muslim or, right? I'm seeing like it's really insignificant. It's really, so maybe you will both raise in a faith in God, but it's like just different cultures or different, there's something here that he feels that it maybe for his family, maybe his family is very traditional, very religious, very, I don't know why I just heard Mormons. Maybe they told just for a few of you, but there's something about this system of beliefs I'm hearing, conditioning of the families, how you were raised. It blows my mind how we still have to really say these things to people. Like, what religion we should all believe? Love and kindness of our hearts, okay? Because in reality, Krishna, Jesus, all the ascended masters. Joshua, I'm sorry, he doesn't like when I said Jesus, when I say Jesus. Joshua. That's what they wanted to teach us, that we all have God within. 9 of Swords. We have that in a previous reading too. I feel like recently, as I have collectives that are young collectives, right? So you're still in and out in the beginning of this journey, and I have collectives that are like halfway through separation, or like maybe reaching where masculines are reaching. So I feel like there are two waves of masculines in my collectives. One are those that are really, I don't see how this could happen. So much mental anguish, so much like we're doing his heart and we're in his mind, right? So how this could happen, it's not going to work out, there's so many differences, so many red flags, this and that, right? So very like close energy. Whereas the more mature collectives that I connect to are in this moment of really starting to awaken, really starting to get into awareness. So but this is also good, because you guys don't accept that. But this kind of mentality, I don't see how this could happen, there's so many differences, it's just causing me mental anguish, it will push you into separation, whether you want to hear it or not. I feel like for both of these collectives, it's a good thing. It's progress. It's another level. Melancholic, irrational. I was hearing gooey. I'm telling ya. He's attracted to you. He feels pulled and enticed by you, magnetized by you. He doesn't know how this could happen. And because of that, I feel that he is a bit of an emotional imbalance and unstable. Because again, yesterday's collective, very rational, very in the mind, very in the swords energy, very like, I need to focus on my career and my da 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 da. This one, he already knows, and he's gooey inside. Solar eclipse, big changes coming, 6 months. I'm going to say it because I heard it, okay? I'm going to say it because I heard it. You can write this down. It is a collective, and I always say this to you guys. Sometimes, individual people can drop a collective and can join a collective, because collective is a collective. I go towards the strongest energy of most people. But individuals, you make your own choices. You create, but I did hear that within 6 months, maximum, you're going to be in separation. Seven of Swords. We're going to be monitoring this collective. I actually, you guys, I pre-recorded a reading, next reading. You know that I'm going to be traveling, so I pre-recorded next reading for this collective, and it's now standing in front of me in my mind, this reading. I don't think it's going to be pretty. But I'm looking at the statement, and you have to write this down and say this to yourself. It's not what it seems. It's not what it seems. Whatever you're going to get externally from this masculine, in the next 6 months, you got to keep saying to yourself, it's not what it means. High Priestess. I feel in his heart, he feels this energy of something else within you, right? And I'm not just talking about love. I'm talking about, I feel this collective. You know how I always explain to you guys that divine feminists, we're all healers. But I always say that there are 3 baskets when it comes to our path, right? I've done a whole video episode about this in my Divine Feminine Masterclass, so you can watch it. Like this first basket, it's normal jobs, but with a mission. So you can be a teacher, kindergarten teacher, social worker, right, activist, but it's going to be with a job. The second, with a purpose and mission, because you're awakened. The second basket is more like artists and right, and this free spirits, right? So you're not going to be, but again, it's going to be with a mission to teach something to this world, to share your light with this world. And the third baskets are people who are shamans, psychics, witchy poos, that kind of vibe, right? That kind of vibe. And I feel you fall into that one, this collective. And I feel subconsciously they feel it. So maybe you're already gravitating towards certain things. It's like they feel the wisdom of your soul, there's some things, the wisdom of your ancestors I'm hearing as well, but they were raised in this religious, conditioning. And I feel it's causing them a lot of anguish. It's like they feel that there's a truth within you. And we have Hierophant and High Priestess. I feel in their heart they know that this is a destined connection. The thing is that the masculines don't believe until a certain point that it's destined. It doesn't mean for them that it's going to come into fruition. Because they believe in cruel fate, right? That plays on our feelings.